Hello and welcome to a time special presentation for Thirukkural with the Times, where we explore real world lessons from the classic Tamil text Thirukkural with motivational speaker, author, and diversity champion Bharathi Baskar as she explores the masterpiece. Anger, psychologists say, is often a mask for fear. It's a secondary emotion, giving a person the illusion of power. As Buddha said, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. What are Thiruvalluvar's thoughts on anger? Let's find out.
My first tryst with anger was when I was 5 years old. We were in a storehouse where 3 families lived. I often visited the neighbor's house as the tenant there was the owner of a snack shop. Those were the days when homes were kept open and children from neighboring houses were allowed hassle-free entry in every house. A newly married couple visited the snack shop owner's house, and I still remember the pink silk saree the bride wore. Gossip was an integral part of life at storehouses and was shared generously. We learned that the bride and the groom's families fought just after the wedding. The bride was taken by the groom on the condition that she snapped all ties with her parents. As there was no Maraveedu, a ceremony where the newlyweds would visit the bride's house, the couple came here to stay for a few days. On day 1, the bride left the house to meet her mother when the husband stepped out for a while. She planned to return before her husband's arrival, but was late by 5 minutes. The monster husband took a broomstick and thrashed his new wife as soon as she came. Even though as many as 10 men tried to pull him away, his anger was uncontrolled. I can still see the heap of sticks that fell from the broom, the torn pink sari, and the jasmine flowers spilt all along the pathway. The wailing of the young girl, which sounded like the clamor of a wounded animal, is deeply etched in my memory. I do not know what happened to the couple after the episode. Those were the days when Domestic Violence Act was not enacted, and hence she might have continued to live with him. But I saw what uncontrolled anger could do to the victim, and the impression has stayed with me ever since. The victims are usually wives and rarely husbands, children, subordinates, and dependents. They put up with the perpetual cynic who controls their lives. These victims constantly live in fear, for they know not what can trigger anger and animosity in the beast. They bear the brunt of constant criticism and wither amid aggression and frostiness. Not only at home, but in workplaces too. I have seen highly aggressive leaders targeting vulnerable co-workers, primarily if the co-worker reports to another person with whom this man wants to settle a score. Pugnacious bosses sometimes display public bouts of brashness whenever they hear no for an answer. The co-worker lives in turmoil till either of them leave the organization. Psychologists say that anger is a secondary emotion. The person experiences a primary emotion like fear or a complex. So, they attempt to deal with those feelings by subconsciously shifting into anger. Unlike fear or feeling inferior, anger provides a surge of energy that makes one powerful and gives a false sense of exercising control. The adrenal glands flood the body with stress hormones. Heartbeat, blood pressure, and respiration rate, they all increase. The constant metabolic changes associated with the ongoing unmanaged anger are likely to create several health issues. Most of all, it ruins all the relationships that one has built. An angry man is a lonely person. As they say, anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than on which it is poured. The sense of power anger provides is ethereal and nothing but a myth. It makes the individual weak and timid in the long, lonely run of life. Internalizing your anger, even if you had an outburst, helps. Reflect, pause, step away, take a deep breath. It's a 4-step technique that anger management specialists prescribe to calm yourself when you see the tide of anger engulfing you. Valluvar uses a powerful term to denote anger. He calls it Serndaaraikkolli, that which kills everyone who goes near, just like the fire. Sinam Ennum Serndaaraikkolli, Inamennum Emap Punayai Sudum. Wrath, the fire that destroys those who approach, will ultimately destroy the raft of relationships.